The admissions officer's holographic face flickered with what might have been confusion, though Elsa couldn't be certain. Quantum-encrypted bureaucracy had a way of obscuring human emotion beneath layers of administrative protocol. "Ms. Chen," the officer said, her voice distorted by the 17-light-year transmission delay, "your acceptance to the Kepler 442b Combat Institute appears to be irregular." Elsa smiled. It was the same smile she'd worn when the acceptance notification had arrived 3 months ago, the same smile that had accompanied her through the biomodification screenings, the neural uplink installations, and the 37 injections designed to keep her alive in environments that would liquefy unaugmented human tissue. "Irregular how?" Elsa asked, though she already knew. The officer's projection gestured to something off-screen. "Your academic records indicate specialization in xenobotanical classification. Your thesis was on symbiotic fungal networks in methane-rich atmospheres. The institute doesn't even have a botany department." "I'm adaptable," Elsa said. What she didn't say. The acceptance had been meant for Elsa Chen Martinez, field designation KCI 7734M, a decorated tactical officer from the Martian Defense Flotilla. What she didn't say. Some algorithm in the Federated World's educational sorting network had confused her civilian ID with a military one, and by the time anyone noticed, she'd already been processed through 3 irreversible augmentation procedures. What she didn't say, she'd stopped trying to correct the error after the 2nd week. The officer sighed, a sound that traveled 17 light-years as a compressed data packet. "The Institute maintains a 93% fatality rate in the first semester alone. You understand this?" Elsa's smile didn't waver. "I'll manage." Verk noticed her immediately. Not because she stood out. Every cadet at the Institute had been engineered into something beyond baseline human, but because she moved wrong. The others had the predatory efficiency of born killers, their augmented reflexes evident in every gesture. Elsa walked like she was cataloging flowering specimens in a garden, her head tilted at angles that suggested curiosity rather than threat assessment. "You're the clerical error," Verk said during their first tactical simulation briefing. She turned to him, and he saw her pupils dilate in the characteristic pattern of someone running combat predictive algorithms. But instead of the usual aggression subroutines, her neural implant seemed to be measuring him, like he was a data point. "Verk Narasimhan," she said, "top of the class in zero-gravity combat. Cybernetic left arm, military grade, probably salvaged from a Jovian dreadnought. You've killed 17 people in sanctioned duels." He blinked. The dossier was accurate, but how? "Your stance favors your left side by 2.3 degrees, Elsa continued. "The arm's weight distribution is off, and you smell like cetacean-derived lubricant, which means you maintain the hydraulics yourself rather than trusting the Institute's technicians." "Xenobotanist," Verk said slowly. "And you're wondering why I'm still alive," Elsa finished. Her smile was infuriating. "So am I." The first trial came during week 3, a live-fire exercise in the Institute's kinetic range, a hollowed-out asteroid retrofitted with gravity generators and automated defense systems. The objective was simple: retrieve a data core from the center of a labyrinth patrolled by hunter-killer drones programmed with learning AI. 40 cadets entered, 17 emerged. Elsa was one of them. Verk found her in the medical bay afterward, receiving treatment for degree plasma burns across her right shoulder. She was reading something on her retinal display, a paper about mycelial communication networks, of all things. "How?" he asked. She looked up, winced as the biofoam sealed another layer of synthetic skin. "The drones use distributed intelligence, like a fungal colony, no central command structure. They share threat data through the station's electromagnetic field." "Everyone knows that." "Everyone tries to disrupt the field," Elsa said, But that just makes them louder, more aggressive. I introduced a harmonic resonance instead, made myself quiet, uninteresting. Verk stared at her. You hacked a military-grade AI swarm with mycology theory. I told you I was adaptable. By week 7, Elsa had developed a reputation. Not for combat prowess, she consistently scored in the lower quartile for direct engagement, but for something else. She saw patterns, connections. The Institute's trials were designed to test lethality, but Elsa treated them like ecological systems, finding the niches where someone small and clever could survive. She never won, but she never died either. Verk started watching her more carefully. During the orbital insertion exercise, where cadets had to navigate a debris field while under fire from point defense systems, Elsa had calculated the gravitational perturbations caused by the larger fragments and used them as shields. During the close-quarters combat trial in a derelict colony ship, she'd released a canister of luminescent bacteria, her own creation, that disrupted everyone else's infrared targeting while leaving her natural vision unaffected. You don't fight, Verk observed one evening in the commissary. You contextualize. Elsa looked up from her nutrition pack. Everything's an ecosystem, even violence. That's not how war works. Isn't it? She gestured around the commissary, where cadets clustered in shifting alliances, hierarchies forming and dissolving based on demonstrated capability. Predator-prey dynamics, resource competition, symbiotic partnerships. The only difference between this and a tide pool is the time scale. Verk wanted to argue. Instead, he said, "You're going to die here." Her smile was almost sad. Probably, but not because I don't belong, because I do. The final trial came at week 12. 38 cadets remained. They were dropped individually into a hostile moon-designated target Epsilon, a tidally locked ball of rock with a methane atmosphere and surface temperatures that fluctuated between 400 Kelvin on the day side and 80 Kelvin on the night side. The objective: survive for 72 hours while an Apex-class combat AI hunted them. The AI had never failed to kill at least half its targets. Verk's strategy was sound: stay mobile, use his superior combat systems to detect and evade the AI's search patterns, strike only when victory was assured. By hour 60, he'd encountered the AI twice and survived both times, though his left arm now sparked intermittently from EMP damage. He found Elsa at hour 68. She'd built a structure. It was impossible. A dome of crystallized methane and native silicate, fused together with what appeared to be organic polymer. Inside, Verk's thermal sensors detected a stable microclimate, an atmosphere with breathable oxygen. How, he demanded. Elsa looked up from a small garden, actual plants, growing in synthesized soil. There's a chemosynthetic ecosystem in the subsurface ice, methanotrophic bacteria mostly. I gave them a reason to build up instead of down. The AI passed by 4 times, Elsa said. It's hunting heat signatures, electromagnetic emissions, kinetic disruptions. This structure registers as a geological formation. I'm part of the landscape now. Verk sat down heavily. His ammunition was depleted. His power cells were at 12%. The AI would find him within the hour. You could have told everyone, he said. Would they have listened? Elsa smiled. You're welcome to stay. The ecosystem has surplus capacity. He stayed. They emerged at hour 72, the last 2 survivors. The instructors' faces were unreadable as they reviewed the data logs. Elsa's method had been logged, analyzed, and added to the Institute's tactical database under the category Asymmetric Survival Strategies, Xenobiological Applications. Still think you don't belong? Verk asked as they walked to the debriefing. Elsa's smile was different now. Not the smile of someone pretending an error was intentional, but the smile of someone who'd discovered something true. I think, she said, The galaxy's deadliest academy just learned something about ecosystems. Behind them, the Institute's algorithmic sorting systems were already flagging her profile. Recommended reassignment to xenowarfare development, unconventional tactics division. The clerical error, it seemed, had corrected itself.